UXP Evolution Era Podcast. This is Evo Season 1, Episode 2. Yes, and we have a great topic for you tonight. I have all my friends here with me, and let's introduce the panel before we jump into the topic, okay? All right. So as you know, I am Evolution of Evolution Brooklyn, but everybody calls me Evo. And we also have my lovely co-host, Miss Polly. And I want to give you some of the information so you guys can follow them and get more acquainted. Miss Polly has her own YouTube channel, and you can find her at Miss Polly, right? 3244. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can also find her on Instagram at Miss Polly, right? Please subscribe and follow everyone here on this lovely panel. We also have the beautiful Shy Love. Shy Love has her own YouTube channel also. And Shy Love's Shy Love's YouTube channel is Shy Love's Expressions. Did I get that right, Shy Love? If not, please tell them if it has a number behind it or not.
You're doing good. It's good.
Thank you. And her IG channel, Instagram, is Expressions Universe. We also have Mr. Best. Mr. Best also has a YouTube channel. It is called The Intellectual Soapbox. Please subscribe. We also have Mr. I'm sorry. You want to give? Oh, you have a lot of them too. Give them the other ones.
Oh, Knowledge and Relationships, and also M3 TV Network. Salute family, have me up here. Evolution, much love.
No problem. I want everybody to be followed. We also have Mr. King Talk TV, and he is on Instagram at Mr. King Talk TV.
I keep it simple.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, King. Mm-hmm. And we also have, last but not least, Mr. Polo Blue, and you can find him at his own YouTube channel, Unfiltered Polo Blue. Please subscribe, guys, and also his Instagram page, which is the same thing, Unfiltered Polo Blue. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Doing good, family.
Yeah, doing good.
Salute
now
to
I
the
have
group.
to kind of explain this. I didn't really give much information about the topic, and I'm gonna kind of jump all over different places, because I want to deliver this topic. I want to give this information like nobody has ever given it before. If you know anything about me, Evolution, I'm not the usual, the average, and I do things very unorthodox. But at the end of this, you will definitely understand all the love languages, all the lifestyles, and you might be able to make a real important decision for your own life.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you what we're talking about tonight. Tonight, we are talking about alternate lifestyles within relationships. So, and I know Miss Polly hates the word lifestyles. We're going to talk about that, though. I saw your face, Queen. We're going to talk about that because Miss Polly's my lovely co-host, and she has a lot more knowledge on this subject than I do. So that's how you make the perfect team tonight. Okay. So when I'm speaking of like specific lifestyles, I'm talking about like deviating from the expected or the usual. Like, you always hear about monogamous, heterosexual relationships or marriage. This goes all the way into marriage. So we're talking about some real, important stuff. And everyone on this panel has knowledge on it. So I found a couple of things. Alternate relationships are giving couples another option other than separation, terminating contact altogether, or even divorce, which nobody wants, So it's giving you another way. And it's helping give a little push for people to stay together, when needed, instead of breaking up. Sometimes these lifestyles happen naturally, or couples make a decision like to do it together. but they're not the easiest situations to be in. So I don't want you to think after this, after this episode, this is going to be easy to go into these different lifestyles, especially if you're not, used to it. It's going to take a little work, but we're going to talk about it, Okay, so I have some questions, right? And I have a couple of diagrams and stuff that I'm going to give you guys just to give you a little bit more knowledge about the subject. This is the thing. The key factors to alternate relationships, I looked all this stuff up, are communication, cooperation, consent, and most important of all, honesty. They're extremely important in all these lifestyles we're going to talk about, Also, they say that insecurity and jealousy can be a part too. Well, we'll talk about that. All right. So we're just going to jump right in. You know what I'm saying? The first lifestyle, that I looked up was monogamy. So to be a monogamous, right? So that's having one romantic or sexual partner for life. And then there's another one called monogamish, right? So that's a couple having a monogamous base, right? So a base in private, but the boundaries around flirtation and sexual activities or like relations have a little wiggle room, sort of like, I tell you what, the winning Rome vibe. Y'all know that. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The ass don't tell, something like that. Miss Polly, stop me if I'm wrong. Okay.
All right to me so far.
Yes. So that one, it's almost like because I'm from New York, Brooklyn, and we have something that says single-ish. It's almost like it's complicated. Same thing. Hopefully y'all get that. Then there's another one, right? So monogamy has a lot. Then there's something also called serial monogamist. That was interesting. So it's having one romantic or sexual partner at a time. So what they do is you can't have no multiple partners in between. It's almost like you get in one relationship, you get out of that, you go into another one, you get out of that, and it's just like a cycle. It's like it's definitely a cycle. And I'm gonna stop when I get to a certain point because I want us to talk about it, right? There's something called free relationship. Now, Miss Pie don't like that one either. But that's when a couple is in a relationship where commitment level is flexible and the couple hasn't decided what lifestyle they'll choose yet. So they're like in between, like in the middle. And yeah, it's a couple more, but let's stay on monogamous, right? There's also something called consensual non-monogamous. That's when partners agree to romantic or sexual partners with more than one person. And then there's one more. So we had the free relationship. There's also something called an open relationship. That's what partners agreeing that they can have intimate or sexual contact with other people. So I want to ask y'all, I just want to start there. Okay, yes. We got Marielle here. Yes. All right. Hey, Marielle. Yes. Now let me ask y'all something. What do y'all think about monogamy? Now I broke down a couple of different ways to be monogamous. Are there any like strong monogamous here? Like you're not into any other lifestyles? It's it for you. You just like what you like. You don't want any other partners. Is anybody into that? Y'all can unmute. Y'all can talk. Anybody into it? It seems like everybody is muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, wait.
I'm
Before
here.
I start talking, I want to make sure, is my levels okay? Because I have the earphones in.
Yes, you sound good.
Okay, good. I just put my son to sleep, so that was good. All right, good.
Okay.
So right now I am in a marriage, and we are in a monogamous relationships. But I did speak about before how the beginning of our relationship, like over 10 years ago, we talked about like if something was to happen outside, you better come talk to me first, blah, blah, blah. And we also talked about a hall pass as well. But none of us has used the hall pass at all. We're both never cheated on each other this entire time and never slept with anyone else this entire time. So I guess I fall in a category of monogamy. But I just like, I think what we talked about before was that when you leave it open to, even my husband said this, he's like, it's 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 less exciting now. It's like, okay, like I don't have to sneak around and go do something even if I wanted to. He said he doesn't want to, but I'm just saying like uh it was the temptation wasn't there. I'm trying to say it the right way because people always misconstrue and think that I'm in an open relationship, and I'm just like, no, but we're human beings. So if he goes out with his boys one day drinking and whatnot, and whatever something accidentally happens, come tell me, come talk to me, so we could like figure it out, work it out. But if I hear from the streets, we have a problem. That's
I
my
get
problem.
it.
So
I get it.
so, but for so far, I'm in a monogamous relationship. But the conversation came up when we first got together.
Okay. Okay. Would you ever think about joining? Because I'm gonna break some more stuff down. I just didn't want to give you guys too much at one time. Would you ever think about joining another like an alternate lifestyle, like a different? Because like monogamy in most forms is very like society friendly. It's kind of the
Hmm.
norm, you know. Is it
What I
like
wouldn't,
you said it was boring sometimes? Would you think about like you and your husband going to do something else or
yeah,
getting with
like
another?
when we first, I mean, not committed. Like I have a friend who married another woman into their relationship with the husband and wife already together. I had a friend that did that. I don't want to do that, but uh, I could see myself possibly, I don't know, but possibly doing like the swinger thing, I guess it's called, but
Oh,
like nothing permanent. Like I don't know how to say. That's probably is that the wrong term? Basically, let's take a scenario. I'm a scenario person, right, y'all? So let's say we somewhere and we just kicking it with this couple who happens to be hot, or we vibing, we all vibing, and they just like, oh, we find each other attractive. Like he finds his wife attractive, I find him attractive, whatever, and it's like if something popped off, not with the guys, not that I'm against that, that's just not for me. But I mean, if
I get
it
it.
was a mutual thing, like, oh yeah, I want to see you kiss my wife or something like that, or whatever, I would be open minded to that.
Oh,
So
okay.
what is that
That's
called
good.
though? Is that called something? I don't know if
Oh
that's
Yeah,
no,
called.
that's
it
swing.
is
That's swinging. That's swinging. You're swinging.
swinging.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that. Like, I don't know if I could do a committed relationship, but I would do that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Keep,
yeah.
keep- get that
What
upside
you
down
doing
pineapple sticker.
that?
Wait, what is that even? Wait, I got to think about it. I didn't smoke enough yet. Hold on.
Because I'm gonna be honest, swinging was one of the lifestyles. We weren't gonna talk about it, but since you did bring it up, I did still have it here. It was okay. That's what we call guys moonlighting. They call it right. So it's when a couple chooses to swap partners with another couple, or they introduce like a new member occasionally. You know, I mean, it sounds like it's like a
Wait, when you say
form of
swap,
dating.
so
Mhm.
wait, that's what I'm saying. So when you say swap, right? That's like a permanent swap, or like for the
No,
night
no,
swap.
no. That means if
That may be
you
different.
might go into another room with her husband, she might go into another room with your man, and what y'all do is what y'all do. And at the end of the evening, you guys
Oh,
get
then that
stay.
thing. I want
Right,
that thing.
right.
I may want that thing one day. Whatever that is, I wouldn't mind trying what you just said. That exact thing. Yeah,
Now you
that.
gotta come out to these swinger parties in Baltimore.
Hey.
Oh Jesus, they're real things that happen live. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm a little nervous.
yeah. Every 6 to 8 weeks we do that out here in Baltimore. You have to have a STD check within the last 48 hours to even come in the door.
Oh,
Oh,
good. That's
decent
great.
thing. Yeah, That's not bad. That's not bad. Anybody else want to talk about monogamy before I leave it all behind?
Monogamy, monogamy is a beautiful thing for those who want it. It can be a very beautiful thing. The expressions of love, the willingness to pour your all into somebody can be a beautiful thing if that person's pouring right back into you. It just wears out if either party decides not to keep growing or either party decides not to keep trying. You know what I'm saying? Like stagnant water turns into what? Mildew, molds. So like if you're not, you gotta constantly be willing to refresh yourself. Doesn't mean you have to become a new you. It just means you're constantly trying to be a better version of yourself, the best version of yourself. That's what that keep the spark going thing. I was in a monogamous relationship for 17 years. So it can work if you work it.
Okay, and I'm looking at the comments also. Miss China first said, "Ooh, way too much in my opinion." and Miss China, stay around because we gonna definitely talk about it. Okay, and so they are very opinionated, and I love this. Right? Yeah, so now we're gonna leave monogamy for a bit, and we're gonna talk about some of the other alternate lifestyles here. This is the part that's about to get interesting, right? So as you know, if anybody knows me, I talk about polyamory a lot, right? So I'm gonna break down a couple of different lifestyles that have to do with like polyamory. So there is polyamory, and it means many loves, or it's just the opposite of monogamy. Anything you think about monogamy, it's probably going to be the opposite, right? It's when a partner is committed to more than one romantic or sexual partner at a time. It's a lot more that goes into that, a whole lot more, and we definitely going to talk about it. Polyamory is usually when you are just in the relationship. Then we have polygamy. So that's the same, it's like the same thing as polyamory, right? So as partners, it's being married, but you're married. So as partners being married to more than one romantic or sexual partner at a time. They don't give you a lot of that's just the regular definitions, and we can break it down a little bit. So let's talk about, then we have another one that never gets talked about, ever. And it's polyandry. They never want to talk about polyandry. Let me tell you why, ladies and gentlemen, because, and this one, this is where the female partner, she's married to more than one male partner at a time. You never really hear about that one, but we're going to talk about that one tonight. We definitely going to get into that. There's also another one, but we'll talk about that later. Let me ask you something. I have some questions. I know Miss Polly, let's talk about Polly. So anybody, let's start with the first question, because I got some questions. First of all, what does poly mean to you if you are polyamorous? And polyamorous has another meaning too. Miss Polly, can you tell us what polyamorous is? Because it's a little different than poly.
Well, yeah, I will describe it as poly itself is just like more than one love. And then when you start breaking down the different kinds, it's just kind of directing you to the specifics. So if you have like polyandry, like you said, a woman who has more than one male partner, and then you have polygamy, which is a man having more than one female partner. And then you also have polyamorous, which is the best way to describe it is build your own relationship. That's the simplest way to put it. But most of the time you'll find like tripods in that, which is like maybe a man, like you said, a man has a wife, and then she wants another woman in there, and she wants to be in a relationship with that woman too. So all three of them in a relationship together, basically. That's more like polyamorous. And then they have like a lot more build your own kind of relationships. And that's when it can get really big and deep. when you're coming to names and all that. So you can be polyamorous is more like it could be men, women, everybody can be bisexual. It's vast. So the only two that are like really specific is polyandry and polygamy. Those are the ones that it's definitely a man with two women. They don't have to even like, be with each other, the women. Usually they're not. And the opposite way, a woman with more than one man. The men don't have to be with each other. They could just be just there with her. They don't want to be with each other, and it's still polyandry. So that's what makes it real specific.
I get it.
When you ask me,
Miss Polly, can you explain something for me? Because what I wanted to do was I had I know it's an echo. I had a diagram that I wanted to show you guys, and I wanted you to kind of break it down a little bit because it helped me out quite a lot. It definitely helped me out quite a lot. Okay, so I want to try this one. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Wait, it went away now, but I did.
You can't see it now, right? I tell you what.
No.
Let's do it this way. Let's
check you out. It's Nancy, girl. Okay, there we go.
I want to get all y'all back on the screen. Guys, you gotta excuse me. I'm a little new to this. Okay, hopefully I did it right. Can y'all all see that?
I can hear. I don't know if the audience can see it, but I can see it.
Okay, I hope you guys can see that. Because what I want to do is I want and let me take this off the screen. I want this to me, I want this to be broken down, Miss Polly, Mr. King, because this helped me out quite a lot when I was trying to see how I was going to explain it. And I know y'all probably can't see my pointer, but can you explain what these are, Miss Polly? Take your time.
Wait, before you do that, I'm so sorry. Just so you know, because the comment is pinned, I can't
let me
read the bottom of the last two relationships. Just so you know. Just let you know.
Oh,
you know what
thank
I'm saying?
you. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, let me turn the comment off. And there's no words there. Okay, so the first one is kind of what you were talking about, right? I mean, I can explain it, but I figure you could probably do it better. But I can read what it says. It's a color diagram, right? So Miss Polly, can you see it? And don't worry, these little
I see it. No, I see it. Don't worry because I go on mute because I'm the one who echoes because for some reason it just does that.
Okay.
So when it comes to that diagram, the first one is like a V, like I was saying. A lot of times you'll have like a man or mostly a woman with two men. They don't want nothing to do with each other per se, and that'd be a V, which means like if the woman was to ever disappear or not be there anymore, the men would they go their own way. They're not attached in any kind of way other than you. You're basically the glue that holds them together, because without you there would be no them. So that's kind of how that's called a V. And if you see it's upside down is a V. You could be in a V relationship.
Okay.
And then the next one is that tripod where I said like everyone's together. That one you'll see that's hard to find a good one, for example, because that means everybody's together. The men, like if it's a man and two women, if they're bisexual, they have their own relationship also. So if something happens to one of them, the other two will most likely stay together. Because they're all together, basically.
All together. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then the next one, the Z, this one's a little, hey, do your thing. But it's like I have a partner, my partner has a partner, and my partner has a partner, but we don't mess with each other.
Okay.
Hey, whatever. And that is what happens. And it just that turns into web stuff where like, those get so big and get stressful, in my opinion.
Right.
And then the bottom one there, to your left, and that's where you have, let's say, like you said, you have a wife and a husband, and they'll cross go, like the two men will have sex with both women, and the other man has sex with the other, but two of them aren't touching each other. Basically, the men aren't touching each other.
Oh,
That's kind of like a swinger situation per se, but it's more mental.
like a swap. I get
That's
it.
what I describe that.
I get it. And the last one was crazy.
And that's everybody's free for all. We're all together, 4 of you. It could be bigger than that, but most of the time you'll see that with married couples or 2 married couples, and they decide to have a life together, and they only mess with each other and just for them. And that means probably that most likely means the men are together too.
Oh,
so
okay, that's interesting.
That's everybody. Yeah, everybody's. We're all in there, and it's all everybody. So that one is very interesting, like I said. But those ones look like. But yeah, the different ways.
Yeah, that one was the last one was giving me a little bit of issue because I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. So that way, okay, that's interesting. I do like that. Okay, and there's another one too. Since we're on that, this one somebody actually wrote it up, so it's a lot. But you see, that was the V you was talking about. I saw that, right? And then the triad was upside down. Now this one is the polycules. Is that the last one we just saw?
No, that's the one where I said it gets real complex. These polycules. It's usually 4 or more. The 4 is okay in my opinion. But when like you get to those bigger numbers, it's like it's hard to explain. I've seen it, and I've seen it work. But like you might have a girlfriend, but she doesn't like men, and then your husband might have his girlfriend. Like it starts getting kind of big, and for me, for safety purposes too, that just looks really chaotic, and you can't keep track of who may be dating who, and it gets so big. And those are kind of web situations. But there's smaller polycules that are okay, where it's like, hey, 5 of us, I might have a girlfriend, but my girlfriend isn't wanting one, and I'm married to my husband, and he has a girlfriend, and so it kind of goes, and my husband's girlfriend has a husband. That's basically like, but we don't mess with anybody but us.
We're all like a group, almost like a big extended family.
Yeah, but some of the girls may not mess with each other, or some of the men, there are boundaries, so that's where that kind of looks different.
I get it. Okay, I definitely get it. Okay, so and guys, in the chat, if y'all got questions, now is a great time to ask those questions. If you want us to break down like any of those diagrams, Oh, I knew somebody was going to bring that in. Vino Diva. Shout out to my peoples also. Let me shout out my peoples. Tracy T, Lisa, Music for God too, Vino Diva. Now, look at this one. Because when you talk about the polycule, Vino Diva says, how do you make sure no one has herpes or any kind of VD? Now, Mr. King Talk kind of says something about that. But how do we do that, Miss Polly? How does that work? I'm thinking everybody gets tested.
So you hear me? I'll make sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. So for the most part, I think a lot of people see it as like this sexual chaos, right? And that's where people are like worried about things like this. But because we know that it could be a problem, we take steps prior to anything. A lot of people have their own process of making sure. And even if you see someone who's in lifestyles, like the gentleman said before, like you have to get tested 48 hours before you participate. When you have someone who's in a more dedicated relationship like poly, you're going to see someone say, hey, before we have sex, I like to get tested, make sure me and my partner are safe. I want to see papers, not no play stuff. And then you'll hear those kind of things. Or I only have sex with condoms with these partners and nothing, other partners can't touch me like that. There's lots of boundaries that we discuss prior to regular sexual interactions. And I think actually it makes it a lot more safer, to be honest, because usually if you're a lady going out here and you meet some man, you let me have a good time, you had sex with him, right? You didn't ask him for a test. Oh, I'm single, it don't matter. Okay, you busting it wide open raw, and you have more of a chance to catch something than me. Well, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm not gonna have sex with you until I see a test. I want to see it, and we can chill until then. And if you want to have sex with other people, that's cool, because you're not having sex with me. I'm fine. And that right there makes a pause. So I don't have to be rushed. I can wait. And that's a little bit different than someone who hasn't had sex in 3 months and they meet a guy, they really like him and they're hot and it's thumping and they trying to get it off. I'm not in that same mind frame. I'm not thinking like that. Men too, they're not thinking with the other head. They're thinking, hey, pause, I can wait. Be cool. Let's check it out. Make sure you're good. We're gonna take that time to do it. And when you're single, or you're just running around doing that, you're not. Unless you're in lifestyles and you go get tested because you want to make sure you're good because you know what you're doing. So we take it more seriously than someone just single.
Wait, we can't hear you. Evo, can't hear you.
No, I was laughing and said thumping. I was good. Okay, so that was
because it makes sense that there are a lot of roles in poly that nobody talks about. Like here goes another one. I wanted to ask, Mr. Best. Let me ask you something. Are you like what's your lifestyle? Are you monogamous? Are you married? Are you into like an alternate lifestyle? Like maybe one that we didn't cover yet? Because this show can be 2-3 shows with this. There's so many alternate lifestyles. I just picked kind of like the main ones, and the main ones it was like 10 of them. So
I would say for myself, I always say I am loved. And with that being said, I myself, the things I don't do is I don't do the swinging thing. I don't do the thing where I'm kind of messing with like people that I know. Like I would never do that. So if I know you, like it's a dub, like it's a wrap, like it's just not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Especially if you know me, you know the person that I'm with, you know what I mean, or persons that I'm with, like it's not gonna happen. So that's just me. And I believe that I think the thing that happens in relationships is the fact that, there's just a lack of communication. So when there's a lack of communication, and also we have lack of communication, we have unrealistic expectations. So can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Yeah. So we have unrealistic expectations. So we expect, our partners or the persons that we with to basically live up to this lofty thing, these lofty thoughts in our minds, right? We want them to be the way we want them to be. But we have to realize people are individuals and situations do happen. Now, my thing is that, let's say if I'm together with any of you ladies, my only thing is that, whatever you're doing outside this house, don't let it come to my doorstep. You know what I mean? If I find out about it, then we're gonna have some issues. And vice versa. I'm not gonna bring no woman into the house. Ain't no women calling the house. Ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect them. So yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a quick question. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just to clarify what you said, does that mean that like basically y'all like you're in a relationship with somebody, right? Like let's say we're in a relationship, and then you could go outside the relationship and she goes outside the relationship, but as long as neither one of y'all outside stuff comes to y'all doorstep, y'all good? So is that an open relationship?
Nah, it's just, to me it's just reality. Like if the three of y'all go on a girl trip, y'all in an exotic place, you know what I mean?
You low, Mr. Best.
Can you hear me?
It's low.
It's
Y'all
low?
hear him? Yeah, now I hear you. I hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say you go to an exotic place, like you go to Miami or you go to, Bahamas or something like that. Like I can't expect nothing else to happen between the three of y'all. Like the three of y'all ladies out there, you know what I mean? Y'all looking good. You got your bathing suits on. The men, they wearing their trunks and all that. Bodies are being shown. Drinks are being had. Like, come on. Like, we just got to be realistic. You know what I mean?
But wait,
It's like a pass.
I'm down with that. Right, but but what he's saying is, it sounds like you're saying that there's no way that it could possibly not happen. Is that what you're saying? I don't want to misconstrue that.
No, I'm not saying that there's no way it can possibly not happen. I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay.
I just live in reality that it could, and that
That it could happen. Okay.
yeah, that's
Then that's what I said earlier. Then that
yeah,
was my relationship earlier as well. Okay, we agree on
yeah.
the same
Like
thing.
if you go to Vegas, you know what I'm saying? We know what Vegas has. We know what be going on in Vegas. We know what be going on in these certain locations. Like
When in
it be that
Rome.
behavior. You know what I mean? It be that
Yeah.
crazy behavior. So we know. So my thing is just protect yourself and don't bring me back no diseases. That's it.
Wow. All right. Let me ask you something, because it's not just about the panel. I need to know all my day ones in the chat. What are we doing? Are we monogamous? Are we any of these monogamish? Like what are y'all doing? I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Because then, we can go more into like the other things. But, like I said, this is interactive. We all got a part in this. Is anybody polyamorous in the anybody in the polyamory in the chat?
The
Or
chat
is
looks like
everyone
they're
here?
all monogamous.
It
The
do
chat
sound
looks
like
all
y'all
monogamous.
monogamous. It does. It does. And that's cool. That's cool. We're not here to change opinions. We're just here to give all the facts. Let me ask y'all something, because when I ask these questions, I'm talking about both. I'm talking about monogamy, if that's what you're into, or polyamory, if you're into that. Let me ask you something. When you chose whatever lifestyle you're in, and this is for everybody, what was the primary reason, or the deciding factor that made you choose, whatever lifestyle you're in? Like what was it? Anybody can go. If it's monogamous or polyamory, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've just always been that way. I just always just knew that I could care about more than one person. Not that I could, I felt it. But you're told that you shouldn't feel that way. So then you just say, oh, well, I can't feel that way. So when you're told you can't do something, then you just kind of revert to the life that everybody else is saying that that's the right thing to do. I knew when I was a teenager and I had a boyfriend, and I loved that man dearly. But when I actually went to him and told him that I liked someone else too. And I said, but I don't want to break up with either of you. And he was just like, you got to choose. And I was like, why? And he couldn't answer me. He just said, because you can't. That's the answer. Like, that wasn't because I can't, but I clearly am doing it. And then he just said, no, you got to choose. But it just kind of went on like that. And I actually did. I was kind of forced to choose, but I didn't choose. They just said, no, that's all. So it just ended up that way. So I think it's just, I felt like I could do it. And then I knew I could do it, but I still just did monogamy like you're supposed to. And then later on, I was just like, well, why not again? And no one ever has an answer other than you can't. Yeah.
Right. Which, I want to ask you about that. Do y'all think that people choose monogamy because it's like what society wants or society deems, acceptable, like the standard? Or, and I was thinking about it, or could it be that just people just don't don't want to go against the grain, or they don't want to be looked at in a certain light? What do y'all think it is?
I think
anybody,
we all grow up. Well, we all grew up, and you get married, da da da, that whole deal. So it's like that's what the norm was, or whatever. Like, I feel like this: if it works in your relationship, do it. If it works for you, and I think communication in any relationship is key, because even in a monogamous supposedly relationship, I mean, look, the rate of divorce is ridiculous. So I don't know who has the right, if not to say it like that, but like, we can't say the monogamy thing is right for everyone. It's almost like, to me, and this might sound like a wild take, but college isn't for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things are not for everyone. Um, so, but you have to be honest in the relationship that you're in with whoever you're in it with. Like, you can't be poly and the other person's monogamous. That's crazy. But if you guys are both open and honest with, oh shoot, she said, yeah, I saw that.
yeah, so that's it.
I mean, you can be, but but that's when the problems come. That's the problem. The problem. But like, if you have open communication, like I said earlier, like one of my friends, like, they married. well, they're not together anymore, but I mean, the wife and husband still together. The other extra wife is not with them anymore. But I think it just depends on what you're comfortable with, because what I was comfortable with at 30, maybe I'm not comfortable with at 50. Maybe I want something else. I don't know. I think we all change, we evolve, we grow, and I don't think you have to be labeled as a bad person, because if you're like um in a safe, like he said earlier, a safe relationship, everyone knows the rules and it's all understanding, blah blah blah, then as long as you and your partner understand what it is, I think that is it should be okay.
I
I think
respect
it
it.
should
I
be okay.
definitely respect it.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
don't judge. I don't want to judge any. Like one of my youngins actually, so funny. She's like, I think she's about 30 now, and she was like, "Oh yeah," because the last I saw, she had a girlfriend, and next thing I know, she's like, she has like a baby, but the girl was pregnant, but with a boyfriend. So she explained to me that they're in a, I guess, a throuple, which is what you saw earlier. Like
Oh yeah.
basically, she's the extra person in there. Like that's her wifey, that's her man, and they all do what they do, how they do what they do, and they're all happy with it. And they're younger too, which is kind of interesting because younger generation tends to be a little bit like jealous and stuff, but they're fine. They have a brand new baby into the situation. That's a whole other conversation for another day, I guess, with the baby, but they're all happy. So if it works for you and you're happy,
Mhm.
I say do what works for you versus being miserable in a any kind of relationship. Miserable, you know what I mean?
Right. And I get it. And it seems like the younger people are more acceptable to a lot of, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all feel that way? Y'all feel like, because it seems like it, but do y'all think like the younger generation is more acceptable to having like these type of relationships? Because I did find something about that where they said that the younger generation was getting into like polyamorous relationships because of the state of the job market and
That's a true.
the
That's true.
community thing, the empire building. And I had a question about that too, right? So I wanted to ask, does anybody think that like also lifestyles with multiple committed partners, that's the committed partners, like polyamory, like polyandry, do they promote like empire building and community, like kind of like the Muslim culture, the Muslim religion? Anybody know anything about that?
Uh,
Like, you
I'll
want to talk
say
about that?
this. I think I think the younger generation, they have their own way of doing things, right? When it comes to a lot of
Mhm.
things. But I think that, and that's what makes them unique. I'm not saying that they're doing everything right, but neither is the generation that's older than them. Neither, are we doing everything that's right either. So I think it's a balance. But I think, to your prior question about society norms, I think society norms are things that we always, listen, this is what I always tell people, especially people of color. We never defined what relationships mean to us. You know what I'm saying? We've never done that. We've never said this is how we do relationships. This is how we like relationships. Because some of us may have come from different tribes or different ethnic backgrounds, right? And they may have done poly or monogamy or maybe a mixture of both or whatever they done, right? Some have
Mhm.
done when family members inbreed with each other, to keep the genes alive or whatever. So, we don't really know what we come from or where we come from. We just know that we've adapted to the society norms and that we're used to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think for me, I would say for myself, if I'm in love with somebody, I can only see that person. Like my blinders is on. Like I'm all into them. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's me. Like everybody different. So some people may love somebody and they may not be, because there's a difference between loving somebody and being in love. You may love someone, right? And you may care about
Right.
them.
True.
But when you're in love with somebody, it's a whole different thing. Like they're the first thing you think about when you wake up and all other stuff. Like it's just a way different type of feeling. You feel me?
Yes, I want to get into the love language because that was actually my next question. So I'm glad you went into that. Um, there was a test that I did, and I'll give y'all the information to that. I'll put it in the actual description when I post the video. Right. Um, I wanted to ask, does like does your love language matter when you pick your lifestyle? Does anybody know what their love language is? Because a lot of people don't know. Like mine myself, when I did the test, mine was words of affirmation and acts of service. And I had something here so y'all can see a little bit of what I was talking about. And I was shocked that it was it was acts of service because I'm a Leo. So words of affirmation, definitely, because we love compliments. But the other one, it kind of and here it goes. I hope y'all can see that. So we have, and let me take this up. Like there's physical touch, right? There's words of affirmation. There's also acts of service. And let me see. I know I got this comment here. Okay. And it's and it's quality time. And let me tell you why I forget quality time all the time. Because I'm doing so much that sometimes the quality time really doesn't matter, and I know that's bad. What do y'all know what y'all love languages are? Because that's good to know to help you on what type of lifestyle you may want to go in. Anybody know what their love language is?
I know my husband's is definitely acts of service because we had that discussion the other day. Like he think not in a negative way. He's a provider. He's that guy. So it's like I'm getting whatever you definitely need done. I got you. But then he sometimes forgets. Hi, I'm human. I need some acts of touching or whatever. And like because he gets so caught up in working and the kids and blah 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 blah. So it's like it's a gift and a curse when it comes to that. My love language, I know, is wait. I just saw it on the screen. Doggone it.
Oh, you didn't bring it back? Well, they
Sorry.
have.
I
Here you go.
I just
They have
oh,
physical
quality
touch.
time is mine.
Okay, it's like
Qua-
the quality time.
mine is that is the biggest my biggest thing that I tell him. Quality time is what I crave, love. I just love quality time. I love quality time.
Okay, and I see y'all answering in the comments. Okay, so Tracy T said physical touch. Okay, and quality time. Okay, and I didn't understand why I didn't like the physical touch part. I'm a little standoffish a little times. I think that's what it is. Mr. Best, Miss Polly, do y'all know what y'all love languages are? I don't know.
I require all of them.
All of
Yeah.
them. Okay.
I want,
Okay.
but I want them at different times though. I don't want them all at the same time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's just where I'm at with it. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I definitely understand that. Miss Polly, you have any love language? You know what your love language?
I love her facial expressions. They are hilarious tonight. I'm loving them. Yo, she even got to talk. Yes.
Yes. Like a lot of people don't know what they are. You think like you know what they are, and I'm gonna put the test down and so y'all can take it. And it's a cute little test. It's only 30 questions, but they go real quick. Have you ever thought about that, like in your relationships and you know? Oh, I can't hear you, Miss Polly.
Yeah, you. They can't hear you. We can't hear you. Miss Polly, we can't hear you. No.
No. So you still on mute. Let me see. Maybe I can unmute you. Can I? Okay, here you go. I got you. There you go. Oh, they say when you mute yourself, I can't unmute you. Okay. But okay. So while she doing that, anybody else? Tell me what y'all love languages are. Let me start putting some of y'all love languages up. So okay, so we got physical touch. Okay. Okay, so Tracy T and Vino Diva, y'all got the same got the same. So both of y'all like the physical touch and quality of time. Okay. I hope I say it's right. Eduardo, Marquise, access service. Okay. All right, y'all doing it. Okay. He said, for me, there's nothing better than physical touch, like holding hands, arm around the waist, rubbing the back. I love all of that, unless, of course, I don't feel like being bothered. Yeah, no, understand that. I think that's a woman's right to just not want to be, dealing with it. Miss Polly will be right back. I think she had a couple of technical difficulties. And those that you saw on the screen that actually left, people actually came to support me. They had shows they were doing. I mean, literal shows on stage. So they said they would pop in, just to say something and then pop out. So, I appreciate everybody. We lost Mr. Best too. Yes. And let me ask you something, right? With the love language, and I know you said, Shadi, that you thought about experimenting with another. Okay, here's Miss Polly with another lifestyle.
Yeah, when you said swap, that swap thing sounds like something I would do.
The swap.
I haven't really done it, but I'm just saying, like, it sounds like something that I could see. Like, I'm not a never say never person, really, except for certain stuff. But I mean, like, I can't say that I would never, because if the vibe is vibing, why not? I'm kind of down for that.
I get it. Yes, Miss Polly, you can hear us? Unmute.
I do.
There you go. Okay. Good.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not listening. Anyways, my love language, like you said, physical touch. I'm not a fan of that too much.
No. Okay.
I don't know. It's just for me. But I like quality time. What I mean by quality time is actually the time I do get. I like it to be special. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. It just has to be the time that we spend special, per se. And right now, I have like 3 partners and someone else I talk to. So their love languages do matter to some extent. Doesn't matter what lifestyle I'm in, but it does matter how I give, or show your caring to them, because not everyone's the same. So that does matter. Some people say it doesn't matter, but if someone doesn't care for time, then they're not going to spend that much time. And to them, that doesn't mean anything. And then there's other people who, like, they may like affirmations. If you don't tell them how wonderful they are or how important they are to you, then that bothers them. But it just may be that you don't really care for that. You gotta sometimes come out of what you would like to do what they like, so that they can know what love is and the way they want to receive it. So, you gotta kind of, adjust to those things. For the most part, find good matches for yourself.
I get it, because that was real important, and I never thought about love languages with like alternate lifestyles, but it said that's a big factor in helping you pick, another lifestyle if that's what you were going to do. So that kind of blew my mind, which made me take the test. Now there's something. Let's get down to it, right? So I want you to break down for me. What's the unspoken rules of being monogamous and polyamorous? So the stuff like, you hear stuff about people being poly and it's all about sex. Then you hear about monogamy and kind of being trapped in a relationship with one person and you're bored. Like, what's the unspoken rules that, because both have rules, but what's like the unspoken stuff that you never hear about? Yeah.
And also a follow question to that, to Miss Polly, after you're done.
All right. Yes.
Okay. Did I
say something? No, I can't hear you. Let me see. Are you on?
Let's see. I keep getting stuck.
You're good. You're good now. Oh no, now you're not good. Now you're good.
There you go. Good. Say something. No. You muted.
We're good?
Yes.
Wait. Yeah, okay.
And all these hiccups, don't worry about them, because I am an excellent editor. So once I put this video out, you'll never see them. Trust me, you'll never see this.
Okay. I have echo. I try not to echo on people's stuff because I know I echo. It's me. But for the most part, the unspoken rules are in every dynamic or every kind of thing. Monogamy has unspoken rules that people, everyone's like, oh, when you explain poly, it seems so complex and everything like that. But same thing also applies to monogamy. It's just that you live it every day and you see it every day, so you don't think about it. But if you had to explain it and break it down, it would be just as big as me explaining poly to someone. It'd just be the opposite way. So like one of the things you said, like it's an unspoken rule that when you're married and you're a man, you're not supposed to be looking at other women when they walk by, or if you're even with someone, you can't look at them, because if you're looking at women, then you're insinuating that you're interested. Those are like kind of, you don't have to talk about it. You know what you did is wrong. You were supposed to feel bad about it. Those are like unspoken rules, that just everyone kind of knows. Do you open the door for a woman? Like, even though women don't want it or whatever, you know it. Those are unspoken rules. But I will say for poly, because everyone talks about sexual stuff, I will say like it's unspoken that you should probably go get tested. It's not really like something we have to talk about. We know it. So we know we have to go get tested. We know we have to go get checked. It's just with more people, you have to be safer, be mindful. So that's just common sense. And a lot of people say, well, I don't want to go test and things like that. Or I just want to stay one person and I don't have to worry about it. But let's just be real honest. Let's just be real honest for a second. Most people who are monogamous, I'm not saying everyone, they are people who've cheated on their partners. Maybe they didn't catch anything. They've cheated on their partners, or like you said, like go to Vegas, all that BS.
Right.
You are open to doing that, and a lot of times, it's spur of the moment. You're more apt to get into issues if you got sneaker links every Wednesday and it's different people. It's the same thing, and I know that people are like, well, what's the difference between you and that person who's just hitting up everyone? Like, I'm not trying to hit up everyone. I'm not intentionally with 7 people and running the street and saying, oh, that I just got him for this and him for that. Like, I want real relationships. I want something more than just that's the guy who gives me D. That's the guy who pays for my dinner. Like, that's more to it than that. Like, I want something real, or it's not even worth my time. So that it's more that connection, And I think that's what people miss about it. Like we were talking about lifestyles. The separation is like you said, the word bothers me. The word doesn't bother me. It's just that I see it as lifestyles are an activity, and poly's not an activity. It's just this is what you're doing. This is like monogamy and poly. This is who you choose to be with. But actual like lifestyles is an activity. Swinging, swapping, those are all activities you do, and you can be poly and in lifestyles, or you can be monogamous in lifestyles. But lifestyles, you're not just in lifestyles. You have to be monogamous or poly, and then you're into the activities you do are considered lifestyles, and that's a real big difference. So for myself, I don't really date people who are lifestylers because I know that their life is more circled around sexual activities, and that's the whole thing. They could just have sex with me and that person and not care about them at all, don't want nothing to do with them, but just hit it, quit it, and go on about their life, or hit it for 9 months and go about it. It's more sexual based, and I'm like, no, I'm good. So I don't have a need to be with someone like that, so I just kind of steer clear. But I do, so if they have activities, I don't mind going, because sometimes it's nice to be in communities where we all understand being with more than one person is acceptable. That's why we kind of mingle around each other. It's not like, oh, everyone, it is what it is. But if you go to a club, if you go to one of these swinger clubs, especially in Georgia, you go there and you're there and you're poly. Someone asks you, hey, are you poly? And their lifestyle, you say, oh yeah, I'm poly. Most likely they're gonna go, oh, okay, cool, and they'll back off because they know you're not about that. So they move on.
I think I'm confused on the poly then. Wait, okay, so what? Okay, so how you said, right? It's poly. You said you got 3 partners and one person you messing with. What is that called? Like, you have 3 boyfriends, 3 girlfriends, and then somebody you can jump off?
No. Like when I'm vet, like basically like I vet people for a certain amount of time to make sure they want to do this. I am the weird person, even though I'm poly, I'm still strange. I'm more polyandry because I have more than one male partner. And my partners are not poly to start with. They're usually monogamous. And then when they start transitioning, you know, that's a process. And then after that, a lot of my partners don't have other partners but me. I should say a lot.
They
But
know?
my partners usually don't have other partners but me. So then it's like they're going to be monogamous per se.
Do they know?
Mm-hmm. Yep, they know. Two of my partners, they hang out, they go places, you know, whatever. They have their own relationship that's not really involved with me.
Amazing.
Yeah. So like,
you seem. That's why you seem so stress free. You seem so
I'm more
stress free right now. Jesus.
I mean, it didn't start off that way, but I surely have progressed. And I've been with my partners for 3 years, both. One's 3 years, one's 3 years and like a couple months. And the gentleman, 3 years. And the other one I've been talking to for almost a year. And I have not had any sexual interaction with him at all. But that's what I'm saying. People are like, oh, no sex. I haven't had sex with him.
Wow.
Not like that's a bad thing. It's just that, you know, it's more distance issue. But like building that relationship is wonderful with that person because it's not all about that. And, you know, I'm going to go visit him soon. And then I have another gentleman that, you know, I consider my partner out because he lives here and we've had a lot of interactions. And I think he's being vetted right now, but, you know, I know that's, you know, that's going to be like my partner. I just see it. So I have no issue.
Wait, when you say being vetted, what does that mean, being vetted? When you say
that was my next question. That's
I'm sorry, I'm like really all in. I'm sorry, it's like I'm all in.
And let me tell you, wait. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. Yes, Sha.
I'm sorry.
That's my next question. Tracy has a question though.
Yes.
Do y'all feel that women choose poly or are settling because so many men cheat? Good question, Tracy.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Like
women who have men who want to be poly, they'll accept it because women are more prone to share than men. We're taught to share from day one since we were born. Even though Americans are taught not to share, but women are taught to share. We share our clothes, we share our makeup, we share all kinds of things. We're very sharers. But some people are like, I don't want to share anything with my man. And that's more of you don't want your man to be taken away from you. But if you had the idea that he's not going to go anywhere, that changes. And you'll say no. But think about how many women know their man is messing with Shirley down the street. And they say, oh, she ain't going to take my man. But she knows he's down the street every Thursday. You're doing it.
Right. I get it.
You're doing it. You're against what he's doing because you're worried he may run off. But at the end of the day, some of them get so complacent with it. They're like, I know he go down there, but I'm not, you know, all that, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you're allowing your man to have no other woman. And when I think we were talking about yesterday, a lot of men, when they get to the place where they're fulfilled, a lot of men are fulfilled with two women. When they have two women, that's when you see men, they're like, oh, I've been cheating with her for 5 years and I've been with my wife for 10. Because he was fulfilled, he's not looking for a third. He's fulfilled with two. That might be stressful, but he's fulfilled with two. He doesn't have to go anywhere. There's no reason. All his needs are being met. And that's when you see those relationships and they say they're cheating. Yeah, they're cheating, but you literally are in a poly relationship. You just maybe don't want to do that or you're afraid of it. But if you had conversation, maybe you could have worked something out and you guys could have had a better situation. You got kids by him. He got kids by you, all that. But you got brothers and sisters, half brothers and sisters down the street. It starts to get kind of like silly when you don't take advantage of the community you can build with it. You're saying building. So if you're in a relationship with someone you know they're cheating on you, why don't you take initiative and say, hey, let's try something else? Because I know you're down the street with her. And there's been poly couples who've done that. The woman says, I know you're with her. I'd rather have her here and we just figure it out. And those relationships have lasted a long time because it makes sense. Why fight? Yeah, why are we fighting? I know you're down the street every Saturday. Instead of arguing with you every other weekend, let's just say, okay, I'll see you later. Like, just makes sense. Just saying, I'm going to argue with you for 12 hours of my day. I'm stressed. I know where you are. I'm not gonna be mad on Facebook for 12 hours. I mean, I could be taking a bath and relaxing. You know, you tripping, man. I don't got time.
And that makes sense. That makes sense. And I always kind of say something like that, like, well, he going to do him, I'm damn sure going to do me, but I'm going to do me better than him. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not, like that, but it kind of is. Like, if he's playing over here, you know what I'm saying? At least I know about it. If I like somebody, then I'm going to go over here and holler. We all be, happy, or at least I'm going to be happy. So, yeah.
Right. Be safe about it. Like, if you got a son, this is me just being ridiculous right now, but just, this what I'm saying, I don't believe in. I think you should do it the right way. But if you're going to be ridiculous, okay, and your man has another woman, wouldn't you? I know that woman is not going to another man who I don't know nothing about and where he's been, because my husband won't go over there, or my boyfriend won't go over there and give her some D because I'm making a scene. He gonna go anyway. I'm just saying. So at least hey, listen, you need to come on Thursday because you need to start running the streets. Like, it starts getting kind of ridiculous. And I know I sound foolish when I'm saying this, but there's a lot of people in these situations that are unsafe. Like I said, you don't know who. She's got 7 sneaker leaks, and he running over there too.
Right.
Half of them using condoms. If you haven't heard, in Houston, there's an outbreak of syphilis. There's all over the place. Syphilis is like on the rise. You haven't heard about syphilis in decades. All of a sudden, it's like everybody, because these people are having sex and are not using condoms. They're not. So for someone to say, "Oh, we're being," it's BS. You sneak a link in raw, and you're putting yourself at risk and people at risk when you're doing it. Right. For what? So it does sound ridiculous, but people are doing it.
And and I'm glad Tracy asked that question too. So is it just about sex for you with all these multiple partners? But I'm a little bit behind. So
I was gonna say,
and that's the like the misconception that poly is just about sex. But there are so many rules to poly. I think it's more rules to poly than it is in monogamy. I'm just going to be honest.
There is.
Because to have all these relationships, you have to have a set of rules.
I don't think I would.
It's.
I don't think.
I call it community building. That, I kind of call it community building. Like they say, the empire building. You get what I'm saying?
There are. Well, you know what? Let me go back to that question you asked, because I didn't get a chance to answer. When you asked about community building in the young people, there was 2 things I'm going to tell you. So there's 93% of the whole world is poly. There's like only a few places that they're not. We're one of them. So it's not unusual everywhere else. And then on top of that, when you asked about the young people, our economy right now is bad. And people are just one-on-one, just, thinking about it. It makes sense to group. That's why you see people in California where they have a house, but there's 7 people in it.
Yes.
The same thing in Colorado. You see people say, I have an apartment, but I share it with 3 roommates. It's because living together and being a community and a group, regardless of how it looks, it just financially makes sense. Because I can't afford this life by myself. So why not do it with 3 other people? Like, that makes sense. So people are going to go into relationships and that will help with their economic state. And that goes back to way back when you said, oh, why did they come out with, a wife, a husband, and 2 children? It was based off of women staying home and the man bringing home money. Our economy and our relationships are very closely linked. So when you see the lifestyles changing, you'll see the change in the economy. The economy changes, the lifestyles will change. So we're going back into an era where people are needing to depend on each other, and you'll see us change. And so we're going to go into a different era of relationships. And that's just how our economy goes. Other places, our economy don't change that much. So you'll see poly over there a lot. You'll see different things that are consistent over there. But here it changes, and then we change.
I get it. Yeah, because I remember you telling me you said like 93% or something like that of the world is polyamorous.
It's poly in some way. Polygamous, polyandry. South Africa, you're allowed to get married to more than 1 man legally.
Amazing. Y'all hear that, ladies?
Yo, she said, amazing.
Hey. And you know what I did? I put the men on first. I'm probably gonna have to edit this out. I put the men on first so that they could get their point across, if they, and I love my kings. But it's nice to have the women in here, because I want to ask, I want to get a little bit more candid with you guys. I want to ask, what is the vetting process like? Because I know Sha, okay, Sha, this would be before you got married. I don't want to get you in trouble. Like, what was it like out there trying to find, someone? And I'm asking Miss Polly how it was. And Polly, I want to know what the vetting process, was like. Because I know you're not doing it right now, Sha. I don't want to get you in trouble. But what was it like before you found your man? You found the one.
I mean, well, for me though, I was in long-term relationships. So like my husband now is my ex from '98. So for me, it's I did deal with a little dating, but I'm scary. I don't trust people. So I'm scary. So for me, if anything's right, if anybody's introduced to me, especially like when we talk about that swap thing, it would have to be somebody that like we know, or somebody that like, oh, we got to know. Cause like I wasn't just out here in these streets wilding. I couldn't do it. I'm too scary. What I did do, but that didn't lead to relationships. I never mind. Nothing. But but I was dating, like I didn't really do a whole lot of dating, because like I did, but like if I do, I get into a relationship with the person. And it was like I didn't have sex with all of those people. Like I have to be something, you have to make love to my mind or something for me to be just jumping to sleep with you. Like I can't, you have to trigger my sexual whatever. So I didn't sleep with everybody. But yeah, so.
Okay. And I'm doing this for a reason, guys. I'm gonna put it together. Okay, thank you, Sha. Miss Polly, what is the vetting process like in being in a poly lifestyle?
I think everybody is a little bit different, but because, like I said, because I'm like weird, even poly community. As a woman with more than one man, I had to transition it differently. So usually what happens is like, you're dating someone, you meet them, you get to know them and all that time. So there's like, listen, it got rough sometimes, but like there's a time period of like, hey, I'm going to get to know you. It's going to be high contact, lots of phone conversations, lots of stuff like that. Getting to know where you want to be. Also getting you used to know that I have more than one partner and that I'm interacting with them. Start that. So like, it's like a time frame. I would say no less than 6 weeks to get with high contact. Like video calls, like it has to be like a lot, like part of my whole day routine. For like 6 weeks, maybe a little longer. People were like, oh, I won't wait. But then, like I said, again, the parameters are different. So like, since I may have a partner already, my sexual needs I'm not going to panic and it's like, oh, I have to, get to this person. My mind is different. I'm thinking differently. And then also you can give them freedom to, hey, I understand most guys have a little black book. They know who they can hit when they need it. Right. So you do that. And then, when, this is something that you want to commit to, let's do it. That also, make sure with, like I said, with men, they're not going to want me to just every time a guy says, oh yeah, I'm cool with it. They're more protective of that situation. They're not going to be okay with everyone having that kind of access to me, just because they say they want to try a poly. So that's a longer process. But yeah, other than that though, like once we get to that, it's just regular kind of dating. But like you said, dating, getting eye contact, kind of finding what they would like in their life, what their goals are, and do we match well? One of the things I say is what I can give, what I can give to you, what I need from you, and what I can also like. So I'll get whatever I can give to you, what I need from you, and make sure I can do both of those things, because just because I can give you something doesn't mean that's what you need. So we got to make sure all those things are met from each other, and if it seems like it works out, then it's pretty okay. And they
I
meet
have a
each
quick
other.
question.
Yeah.
So my question is, like you said that you meet them and everything. So it's kind of like, how do you, like, let's say somebody interested in you, like whatever. Oh, hey, you cute, whatever, or beautiful, whatever. And y'all start talking. That first conversation, is that when you let them know that you're poly? Or
Oh
like
yeah.
when do you
Yeah.
tell them? Oh, okay, you tell them right away off the rip.
Yeah. I'm on dating apps right now. Like that's the first thing you see. And if you start talking to me, I'll be like, did
Oh,
you read the
okay.
profile? And they'll be like, yeah or no. And then a lot of them confuse me with polygamous. And I'm like, no, I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, that's two
Um,
different things. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
even know
that
that's two
yeah,
different things.
that's
I
that's
didn't even know
lit.
that. Okay.
Yeah. So
So
I'll be like, no,
polygamous
I don't
has
have a. That's why I
girlfriends.
said I'm a little strange. So I'll be like, no, I
So
don't
you
have a
only sleep with
girlfriend.
men, different
I
men.
have,
You
yeah.
only sleep with okay,
Okay.
only men. There's no women involved. Got it.
Yeah.
And
I'm
see,
open
that's a
to
different,
that.
yeah, that's a different. So it's like it can be all types of different relationship dynamics and poly. So it's like you never get bored.
Right.
But and I
No,
wish
like
y'all to
look
see.
at her. She doesn't look stressed at all. Like whatever she's
No, since
doing
I
is
met her,
working.
no, not at all.
Jesus, she looks
Smiling,
so
pretty,
calm, and I
skin
don't think she's
glowing.
high. Like I have to be high to look that calm. Like she's literally the epitome of unbothered right now. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
You look
Yeah,
so unstressed. You look calm. Like I love it.
I,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very fine. I'm very fine. I
Yeah.
mean, like I even had them have interviews. My partners on my YouTube channel, like the very, very bottom, it has like interviews with both of them when we first kind of started, and that was fun. They don't. Yeah,
Yes.
I try to ask them questions, and to ask them how they feel about the process. Like I was really like invasive. I was like, "Oh, how do you feel? Like, do I meet your needs?" Like I was all up in that, trying to make sure that it was going well because they're not poly. They're not poly. So
Which is amazing.
that's different.
You
That's
know how selfless you gotta be to be a man. And Mario, we about to talk to you. We about to get into it, Mario. Um, to be a male and not be poly and be okay with the woman that you love having another partner. That's very selfless because I think, and I see your face, but I think that's selfless because that means that they really care about how you feel and they want to make you happy. That's
Wait a
amazing. You
minute.
don't really
Wait a
see
minute.
men like that anymore. You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
not just that. He doesn't want to be poly. He knows that she's into poly, and he still wants to be with her. She got something else going on. She's good. I don't
Yeah,
know what
yes,
it
the
is. I'm
signs
not
of
saying
money.
sex.
Yeah.
I ain't saying just sex. I'm saying something, girl. Girl, you got
I
secret sauce. You cook.
That's
What
some
you
good
cooking over
money.
there? We coming over. You cooking something? You doing
I
something? You doing
don't.
massages?
I think a lot of it has to do with like the kind of things they're looking for. So like I'll say like my preference is busy men because I know what they're looking for. If that makes sense. So my preference is that because I know I can meet the needs of a man who's busy. And that's because, like I said, I know what I can give and what they want and what I would like to receive. I know it. So I know that when they have time, they want it to be nice and special and it means something. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. I can do that. I like doing that. That's cool. And then when they have time apart, I'm not panicking because I'm okay with the space. But a woman who needs a lot of attention, don't mess with busy men. You don't belong with them. Like I know that. So then when I find partners, they fit into what I'm doing. I'm not finding people that don't connect with me right because it's going to cause problems. I don't. If you're like a very needy person, I start seeing that like within 2 weeks, I usually say, "Oh, I don't think it's going to work.
They too
You
needy. I
you
get it.
you need too much that I can't give. Like
Yes.
you want to be next to me every 3 seconds, I can't do it. Like it's not going to work."
Yeah. I mean,
And
ladies.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey, Mario, how you doing? You hear Mario? You muted.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm here. I don't. I got a lot of background noise. I just left this show, so
Okay.
I'm on my way home. But I'm here. I'm here. Honestly, I kind of came right in time though.
Yes, you did, Mario. Because and let me tell you, Mario, I didn't give him an intro. But I'm probably gonna. Yeah. So let me tell you a little bit about Mario. I had a podcast in the pandemic. That's where I met Mario. And we were co-hosts on the podcast. Mario is an amazing person. And if you want to find Mario, again, I'm going to link everybody's information in the description under the video when the video posts. You know what I'm saying? But Mario, I've known Mario for a while now, and he's one of my day ones too. So, Mario, can I ask you something, King?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'd ask certain questions. Can you tell them, since we're talking about alternate lifestyles, what lifestyle are you in, sir? And we're talking about like monogamy, polyamory. We talked about it all, but what lifestyle are you in? Can you tell us a little bit about it and how the vetting process works for you?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm in actually several different types of lifestyle. Well, I would have to say two different types of lifestyles. I guess you have to say separately. The first one, I say, yeah, I am polymorous. I have multiple loves, and as well as I allow my partners to actually have other partners as well. So there's really no limitations when it comes to limiting my partners with love or anything like that. If you can handle it, then that's cool. As long as you don't bring nothing home or anything like that, we cool. Or protect our relationship or something like that. As far as the other side, I'm another lifestyle I'm a part of is BDSM lifestyle. For those that don't know, it's bondage, domination, submission. Yeah,
That's the next
but
show,
that.
guys.
But yeah, okay. Well, that'll come later on. But I'm just stick with this specific one. Yeah, I've been practicing poly for the past 7 years. I can say I had ups and downs. I had good times, bad times. I had what the fuck moments. Am I doing this right? I don't think I'm doing this right. I need to get back and learn this because like it's definitely a lifestyle that's um you can't just go in thinking that or wake up one day and be like, oh yeah, I'm poly, and decide that you want to go out and try it. No, it's a process. You might want to learn it. But if you and your partner does it, I mean, are thinking about doing it. And when I say thinking about it, you and your partner thinking about doing it, it's not a one-sided thing where you're like, oh, I want to do it, and let's see if you could, and you just follow along. No, I'm like it's something that you have to open up, communicate with, and be like, okay, we want to give it a try or something like that. Then make sure y'all try to go through the steps as far as vetting the partner or something like that. If you're a single person and you're poly and you come into meeting someone, definitely let it know ahead of time. I'm a type of person that like, okay, yeah, as soon as you like, I see, oh yeah, you're trying to take it to another level with me or something like that, beyond friendship or something like that. Just FYI, just let you know that I do have multiple partners, or I do deal with multiple partners, because I think that honesty is the key when it comes to honesty, and communication is the key when it comes to being poly or having a healthy poly relationship or whatsoever. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna stop there unless you got something else.
Yeah, no, that was y'all are doing great with this.
I have questions.
And I see
I
the
got a
comments.
question.
The comments are loving it.
Can I?
And if you have questions for anybody on the panel, guys, you can ask the questions. And I'll put it right up there on the screen, and we can answer them.
I have a question.
Sure,
I'm
yes,
sorry. I'm full of questions tonight. I'm sorry. Because see, here's the
no,
thing.
it's
Because now
okay.
my brain is thinking like when I said the swap thing, that's like not an everyday thing. Y'all talking about poly, which is like I'm as y'all talking, I'm like, oh my god, do y'all remember everybody's birthday? And when it's so and so's birthday, do y'all go out together? Or what about Christmas? Like, who house do we go
That's
to?
all.
Like
Yeah,
Thanksgiving,
that's
like what do we
exciting.
do? Like I'm just trying to figure out whose house do we go to for the yams? I just want to
Everybody's
know.
we gonna go everybody.
Everybody has, yeah.
Everybody house. I'm about to hit them all up. Everybody's house. Or like the
I definitely
birthdays
go
of
to.
their
Oh,
children. Oh wait, yeah. I was gonna say birthdays of kids. Like we just all gonna show up. Why not?
Yeah, like I'll definitely show it to some mom's house. Like yeah, and I'm dealing with two people currently right now, and one is Afro Latino, and she likes to cook. The other one, she's a chef. She likes to cook. So I'm bouncing back and forth. Yeah,
It's good stuff. I like how you think
That's
so.
But then
amazing.
I hope none of their birthdays on the same day or nothing, because y'all in trouble with this. Like,
That would be better
Well,
than
I
can't
birthday.
handle that.
Well,
talk
not
to a lot
really.
of Aquariuses, so around the same,
Oh,
And
right
then y'all
Aquarius.
around.
just celebrate each other's birthdays like just regular. Like, you have time. Like, my brain is like the way I see it, it'd be like a Russian roulette for me. Like, do I feel like dealing with Tommy today, or do I feel like dealing with Ralph? Like, that's how my brain sees Polly right now. But I don't think that's what y'all saying. It's not like that.
No.
I'm guessing, right? Okay, okay,
Is
okay.
it like information overload, y'all? We want to
No,
get
this
into.
is good.
This can be
I
a
mean,
couple of different
I'm
shows.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
shot
it's
there.
kind of like I think people because a lot of people ask about like, oh, well, if you have so many people in your life, how can you keep up? I mean, but when you have 8 cousins, you kind of keep up. So what's the difference? Just
I
asking.
get
oh,
Like
well,
when
I
you
don't.
you have a grandma,
I
you have a
don't.
grandpa, you have a cousin, you have a sister, you know their birthdays, or
that
somebody
makes
reminds you.
Some of
I
that
mean,
them. I
it's
don't know
more like
all
that.
them birthdays. I don't know all them
I
birthdays.
mean, you do. You also have kids. You have people who have like 8 kids, 9 kids. I come from my great grandmother had 10 kids. And she remember all their birthdays and and stuff like that. Loved them, and not equally, but uniquely. And that's the difference. Like I think people kind of get mixed up with the idea of, oh, well, can you love them equally? It's like, no, I love this one for this, but I love this one for that one. And it's like, yeah, I don't really try to have them compete or have people compete or anything like that for my love. I love equally. And when it comes to days, well, I'm actually in a position right now where like I'm on call. Like it's just like, oh, I want to see you. Oh, okay, sure, I pull up. And then like then the weekend,
Wait,
I'm like,
stop,
okay, yeah.
pause, pause,
He said
pause,
he
pause,
on
pause.
call.
You said wait. So if somebody called you, you like, oh, I'm there. So what if you're not in the mood, or what if you with Sarah and Keisha call you? What
Good
you gonna
question.
do?
Can you
Leave
have like
Sarah
an
to go to Keisha?
alternate?
Right. What do you do?
No, 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 no. Well, it's and this is why I like for my other partners to have partners because see, I'm not always like it's like if I'm not available to have somebody else to go and deal with them. Like I'm not, if I want my time by myself or whatsoever, then I have that capability. I'm like, nah, I don't feel like dealing with it today. Oh, what's up with so and so? All right, let me go check up on him or something like that. If that just so happened to be what I want to do or something like that. But me, I don't really get that. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm always because I'm a Pisces. I love real hard, and I'm like I'm always affectionate and stuff like that. So I need that. My love language, what my second top love language is physical touch, and it's followed by uh, uh, quality time. So if they are available, I'm there pretty much.
Right.
A lot
And
of people in the comments are in the chat. Theirs was physical touch and quality time. I'm amazed that mostly everybody has that in common.
you know, yesterday we was talking. Remember yesterday we was talking about one thing about being monogamous is that you're quote unquote supposed to be someone's everything, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, I can be someone's everything, but no one's perfect, right? We can all agree that no one's perfect.
Right.
And even if they're perfect to you, that everyone's not perfect. They don't meet every single need you have, right? That's just what it is. And you can say, oh yeah, I like them for this, all that, but at the end of the day, you're not meeting all your needs. And when you have more than one partner, all that stress isn't just on you. Not all that is on you. And even if I can't, let's say for example, I have male partners, like I said, I can be a woman, but I don't understand what it's like to be a black male in the world. But those guys can have a conversation because maybe one's having a bad day. He don't want to talk to me, but he wants to talk to another man. Well, he can. It don't have to be me. It doesn't have to be all on me. And we can that way also take some of that emotional stuff and spread it around so everybody can get their needs met in whatever way that is.
This works for people in marriages because let me tell you something. If your husband works all the time, you definitely gonna want a buddy to call up or go chill with while your
Yeah.
man at work. Like I would be. I kind of slid that in there to my husband. He wasn't for it, but I joked about it. I was like, well, you work so much. Can I just have like a smoke buddy or something? Yeah, all right. But I'm just saying, like. I'm
It
saying
ain't
you
work.
working all the time. Like I don't even gotta sleep with that person. Just let me have a male figure. I could like, oh, you want to see this movie? Or like he said, the girl call him up and he just, oh yeah, let's just go cuddle. Well, I don't. Let me not put words in Mario's mouth. I don't know. He meant if they going over there for sex, but I know Miss Polly said it's not always for sex, so I could deal with that.
Yeah, no, it's not always said. No, no.
Yeah, I
No,
like that.
that's the
I could ball.
misconception. Everybody
Yeah,
thinks
I
And we
it's
like
call
lust.
that.
them platonic partners. Platonic partners. Like they're like if you have let's say you're not into women and you have, your husband or whatever, your man, and your man has another woman, you can be her partner mentally, you guys go get your nails done, you can treat her like a queen, but you don't have to be sexual with her. So that's still,
Mm.
maybe you're still your partner, but it's platonic.
Now,
Now, what a
yeah,
man definitely.
and
I want
that's
another
like
man to spoil
the
me.
relationship that I had. When I was in poly, I'll give y'all a little bit about me. I got into poly because I was bored. I mean, like super bored. Um, with my partner, not because he wasn't like an exciting man. It was just that okay, I'm gonna put it out there. It was a very high sex drive. And it just wasn't working out for me that way. But funny thing is, I wanted softness. And what I always say with the softness, like I wanted somebody that I could go out with. I could, like I said, go get your nails done with. You could go out to the club when he at work because he was a workaholic, and I found, a young lady, beautiful young lady. And I've always liked women, since I was younger, teen. And when I tell you, it was just the best relationship because when he wasn't there, I had her, and it wasn't always about sex. But she would go out with me if I wanted to talk. I could call her and talk. It was really, really a good relationship. I kind of miss it, but
But then, what's the difference between that and a best friend? Then is that the same thing as a best friend?
she
Because I
kind of
mean, you
was
don't see
my
what you're.
best friend.
That's
The
ain't that a
difference,
best friend without sex? That's the same thing, right? Or no?
there was sex involved. Like I am bisexual. A
Oh,
lot
okay.
of people don't know. Like, yeah, it was going to be some sex involved. Y'all know me, but but it was more having someone that I love, that loved me, that could do the things that I wanted to do. You get what I'm saying? I didn't have to wait for like my man to to come home or whatever. Like I had both. It's like the best of both worlds. It was amazing. But let me tell you something. It was amazing. We are not trying to change anybody's mind or anything like that. We're just giving you information, and once you have all the facts, you can make great educated decisions. Like after this show, we had a BDSM show, and we're gonna pack everything in. You know what I'm saying? And then you can definitely make a good decision from that. You got a
Did
million
you
shows.
say peg everything in, ma'am? You say
No,
peg?
no, 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 no. I meant put. I'm country, y'all, from North Carolina.
Oh no, you said peg. Did you say peg? You about to get
Yeah,
sticky right now. Where's the cucumber at? Where's the cucumber at? You ready
Yo,
to get sticky right now?
the
I pig. She said
It's
some
gonna be
pig.
some cucumbers on deck for that show too. I would have everybody back though, but it's gonna be very tasteful how we do it.
Wait, Miss
But
Polly, what's your sign?
oh,
What's your sign, Miss
Sagittarius.
Polly? Oh, okay, okay. And he said he's a Pisces. I'm a
you say you're
Cancer.
Sagittarius, Miss Polly?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's why we get along. I'm a Leo. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yes. So yeah.
Maria, what's your sign again?
Pisces.
Oh, yeah, Pisces. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm cool with Pisces. Shaw,
Yeah,
what's your
I
sign?
can't meet. I'm a Cancer. I can't meet Mario.
Cancers are always the best
Oh
friends.
no,
Yeah, I'm a
because
Cancer. If I
Pisces,
meet
yeah,
Mario, it's
Pisces.
oh, we click too
Mm,
hard, me and Pisces.
we
And
will
now he's
click
Polly.
extra hard,
No,
extra hard.
we will
I
click
love
extra
and
hard.
majority of my partners were cancers. So yeah, no. Mm.
There you go.
Yeah, we can't even meet each other. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, I'm gonna be calling him up. Hey, you smoke? Let's go chill.
Yes. And yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes,
And I
yes.
tend to attract Aquariuses and Geminis quite a bit. Just they everywhere. Just
Now let me tell y'all why this is important. What we're talking about, and we just throwing everything in. I think it's very important that you understand a little bit about the signs when you're in the vetting process. I don't know if y'all agree with me with that, but I had to do a lot of research when I picked, the partners that I had. It took a lot, just to know some of the mannerisms and just to figure out how they would fit into my life. You don't have to do it, but I think it's a good idea. You don't have to do it. Even in monogamous relationships, you might want to be a little studied on before you just jump out there. Because I feel like some of the signs are just not compatible, regardless of how you put them together. So
I agree. I definitely agree.
Hey, Big Phil. Yes. So let me ask y'all. Okay, Tracy's a Sag too. Yeah, y'all can put y'all y'all signs in, because that would help me understand y'all better too. I'm be honest. Big Phil's a Sag too. Okay, yeah. So we got some. All right, Vino Diva. Yeah, I want to know, because that'll help me with that. Now I got something else, right? Because earlier, like I think Sha had brought up the children. I want to ask y'all about that. Because when you talk about alternate like lifestyles and stuff like that, people don't always talk about the children. I want to ask y'all, how do the children fit into whether monogamy? We understand that, but what about polyamory? Are there children and Marielle, Miss Polly, are there children in your lives? And Sha, I got a question for you after too. So, like, how does the children?
Yes, I have to.
Okay. How does it work
Oh,
out,
okay. Sorry. I thought you was okay. Well, my son, he's not old enough to understand that. Understand it. So my son is only 6, and he probably won't get it until probably he turns 15 or something like that. Because right now, all he cares about is Mario and Sonic. So I'm gonna leave him like that. But my daughter,
Oh my God,
she's
my
up
son
there.
is turning 6.
Oh God, Sonic
Mario.
and Roblox. Oh, Roblox. That's all I know. Is Sonic, Mario, and Roblox. And I can't stand Roblox because it's eating away so much of my money. But anyway, my daughter, she knows about it. She understands the lifestyle. My daughter, she's 11 years old right now, but she understands that. Daddy might have more than one. But how I deal with like my daughter doesn't meet anybody until like I've vetted them at least 6 months, at the least. And if they're okay, then yeah, they'll come in and they'll meet my kids or something like that. There's never been a time where my kids met two though that I was there. They never see me actually in a poly relationship in that sense. But they have met like right now they met one of my partners right now that I've been vetting or dealing with for about a year and a half now. So I've been like with when it comes with children, I want them to grow up having the option, not thinking that monogamy is the only option, not saying that monogamy is not the right way to go or anything like that, or can't be for them. But I don't want it to be like, okay, yeah, it's the only option that I have in the world or something like that. I kind of would like my daughter to be in a poly relationship because it also, she doesn't have to have the full responsibility of being a wife. And the reason why I say that is because I started off in a monogamy. I've seen and not saying that women can't handle it, but like it's a lot. It's a lot to do, and it's a lot to go into sacrifices and stuff like that. Where I can't do all of this, or I can't be all of this to you. But do I want you to settle for what you have with me, or do I want you to go out and try to find your complete 100 and stuff like that? You only have one life. So I want that to actually be an option for my daughter when she grows up to, and not saying that, oh, well, I got somebody just have to settle for who I am or something like that, but actually kind of have her grow up to learn that, how to handle her jealousy, how to handle her pride, ego, and stuff like that, and actually know when somebody actually loves you and stuff like that, despite of what they do, but their actions shows it when they come to you and how they are with you, how they communicate with you, and how they honesty and stuff like that. I'm gonna land there.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. That's one thing I never hear in like poly and anything like that is the settling part. So I was, you know, amazed. Have y'all heard that? Like the settling part, people settle. I never even thought about that. That people really don't settle in poly. It's just like because you can pick what you want or what type of dynamic. So I did notice that. You know, yeah, Miss Polly, and I got a question for you, Sha. How did kids work it in your situation?
Well, I've been kind of, they fully know, even the little ones. So I will say they fully know, like even little ones know. They just know like I have more than one partner, but the partners that they know are I consider those my life partners. I don't introduce anyone to my children who's not going to be good, like here forever, because there's no reason for them to go in and out. Now, just because I want them to, you know, date them or have a relationship with them doesn't mean they have to meet my children. There's no need because they may not want to be there, and that's cool. But I usually, for me personally, I don't have an issue with like technically like long-term partners. But like I said, unless it's like someone I know is like lifetime, that's just not for me. But my two partners, they've been here like I said, 3 years, a little bit over 3 years. Both of them, they know them, you know, they're my partners. They come, we go, everything is the same. It's just there's two of them. That's basically what it is.
So you see the kids work out. Okay, all right, definitely. And Sha, let me ask you because we got both. We got kind of four different. Let me ask you, Sha. Like when you were Dad, I'm always talking about before you married because I don't want to get you in trouble. Sha.
It's okay. I like good trouble. Fine.
They're gonna be like that damn hero. No. Let me ask you, how was it? Like when you used to date? Like, did you, you know, well, maybe let me ask you. You know what? I don't want to get too much in your business because the question I'm asked is not.
You can ask me anything you want.
Okay.
For real.
So, you didn't have a child before you got married, though, right?
No.
No. Okay. Because I was gonna ask you.
So that's when we was wilding out because we ain't had the kids. That's what I'm saying. We was wilding out. We was role playing. We was in these streets. Me and my husband, like we was wilding out. And it's like when the child comes, that's why I'm listening to them. Like, do they have kids? Because I can't find time for my one husband, let alone if I get another partner, because I got this doggone mom stuff going on. But I guess people do figure that out. But like, that's interesting. That's like no, but yeah. So damn it, forgot the question. That's fast. See.
So let me ask you, because you were talking about like the alternative lifestyle. You talking about like the swingers.
Yeah.
How would that work? Because you do have a child now. So how would that work for you?
Right. That's the thing. So like that's why I think I said it would be that swap thing because that to me is not a commitment that my kids would have to know about because that's just my friends. If they do see them and it's a continuous on and off situation, we're not marrying them. Like it's just my friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like so that's why I think the poly thing would be harder for me to explain. I couldn't explain the poly thing. I would be like, what? But like and that's me. I just don't know how to explain it. But the other thing is like mommy's hanging out with her friends. That's all you know, and that's all you gotta know. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna know no further than that. I mean, there's no reason to tell you. But now, like, if I'm in a thing where I know I want to have like multiple husbands or multiple wives, and yeah, I don't know. I was wondering, like, even like for my friends, I'm like, how are they gonna tell the baby? Like, I don't, not in a negative way. I'm saying this. I'm saying this like literally. I wouldn't know the words to say to my child if I was to do that on a we're all married situation. So I think I would be more of a swinger type. for sure.
So you would do like a kind of occasional type of thing where, like, when you want
Yeah,
somebody, you bring them in.
yeah.
That's part of it.
I
Some
want
of it, yeah.
to
You can do it.
I like that occasional
Spice
thing to
it up
spice it
a
on
little
up or
bit.
something. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Spice it up a little bit. I would love to, but the fact that I think I don't know if Mario said it, but I know Miss Polly and I think Mr. Best said it. Like, y'all find, where do you guys? How do you know about these clubs? Like, I'm like, what is there an ad? Is it on Facebook? Is it Instagram? Like, I've never like it's not publicized because can I
They're
Google it?
everywhere.
Like,
They're everywhere.
how?
They're
Like,
everywhere.
Okay, so
where do you track?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Go ahead, Mario.
Oh, I live in Atlanta. There's a place in Atlanta that is a swingers club. It's like a nightclub. And I can't think of the name of it right away, but I've been there before. And yes, I went in there completely shocked of what happens in that place, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So we're just gonna do it right here. Okay, all right.
Oh, I need you to explain that to us. Can we have a
What?
summary of what
I got a
happens in that
story
place?
for
I
that.
want to know. I want to
Okay,
know.
so my previous partner, had access to it, and yeah, you walk in, you have to. You walk in and you have to buy a membership. The membership is like $160 or something like that. But then you sign up, you got to bring a bottle or something like that. But it's just your specific bottle because it's bring your own bottle. But then you go into the place and stuff like that. It's like a little club and stuff like that, and they have a buffet so you can eat there and everything. And you go out to the front room. Everybody's like in the front room. It's kind of like a nightclub or something like that. But you could be butt naked, whatever. You could be. I was in there and some girl was giving another guy a blowjob right there in the middle of the dance floor. I'm like, okay. But then you go into this back room, and the back room has a dress code, and the dress code is you have to wear nothing but the robe or a towel. So you can walk in there with a robe or a towel, but you can't have no clothes on. You go into there, and there's no cell phones or anything like that, so you have to worry about that. You go in there, and then they have a couples and a single women section where only couples and single women can go. And then they have the open area where it's like, yeah, you have a bar. There's a pool table. Then they have rooms that you can actually go into and stuff like that, or you could just do it right there out there on the bar table or the bar stool. Like it's crazy.
Do you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we hear you now. Yeah. Do let me ask you
You
something.
can hear me?
I can hear you. Everybody can hear.
Oh,
Right?
okay. I'm gonna tell. I think it's called starts with
Trapeze. Trapeze. Yes.
This is
I learned something
insane.
new.
Wait, so trapeze is a place, a name of a place in Atlanta?
Yes, that's the club. It's called Trapeze. You can go online. It's on the internet and everything. Yes.
Oh, now I'm about to Google what the hell that is right
Yeah, I
now.
want to know what that is too.
You know, one of my biggest fears if I did do that though, like my biggest fear would be one of two things, and not to put myself down or anyone else, but it would be like, what if someone comes over to me that I don't find interesting, or what if I like someone who don't find me interesting? That would be my scariest thing in one of those places. Like
I don't think you
what
have
if we
to do
don't?
anything, right? Because let me tell you something. I went to a club. Somebody invited me when I was first getting into poly. I was like maybe a year into it or so. They invited me and my partner up in Manhattan, undisclosed location. So what I thought was just well, my friend, she was kind of goth. But I didn't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? Because, she had been my friend. She had activities with me and my man, and we were just all cool. But she was like, we call her Valley Girl because she was real, real prissy and
Oh my God! Totally. Yeah.
yes, like that. And, but black girl, when I tell you, I got up in this spot and the whole place was black. Like blacked out. But then when you come in, they put, and I know what you're talking about with the robe, because they put like a robe. You have to wear the hood and you go in. But this is the thing, right? Now you see things. You see people engaging and, you see people kind of tied up and stuff. And we'll talk about that for the next episode. You got to come back next episode about BDSM, but this was the thing. people were cutting themselves and sucking like people's blood. Like it's what they call vampire sex. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I heard of that. I heard it
Blood
before.
play. Yeah, that's
I
a
actually
part
heard,
of BS. Yeah,
BDSM.
that's something else. But I have heard of
that's a
that.
part of that. Yeah, that's definitely a part of BDSM. Where
Yes.
it's called blood play.
I
And
just
I
want y'all
It's
to
a hard
know
number.
I found the website.
I
I
watched
want y'all
all
to
of
know I found the website. I just want y'all to know I
Oh
found the
Lord.
website and I am on
Oh,
here.
Okay, you
good.
like
And this is the
information.
most fascinating thing. But yes, I have heard the blood thing. I actually heard of that. I've heard of that more than this swingers club that I'm looking at right now. My.
It's a lot. Hey, it's a lot of stuff we're gonna let y'all know about. But we definitely gonna. I got one more question. Let me ask y'all something. And for those in the comments, have you ever had or been at any one of these type of clubs or know somebody that has? I could just put a yes or no if y'all don't want to, because I want to know, what type of, what my friends be doing. Shy. And you've never had like that type of experience, or would you be into having like experience like that? Will you just go and you see people very fluid?
Oh, I'm looking. Yeah, I was reading it. I'm sorry, I got caught up. What was the question? I'm reading it. Go ahead. I'm stop reading it now. What was the question? I apologize. Would I go somewhere where people are fluid?
Where people are fluid and you can actually see these things happen. Would you be interested in doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, Cassandra heard about it before. Tracy, Tracy.
Cassandra is my cousin. What you mean you heard about it before? We gotta talk. That's my cousin. Let me find out.
Yeah. And I mean, the show is going so good. And I just got one more question. Unless anybody else has a question. If anybody wanted to cam up and y'all don't see the link, please let me know, because I can put the link up there if anybody wants to cam up. It's probably at the front of the the front of the chat. Yeah, I know. I know it's a lot with some of y'all. See, a lot of people heard about it. And that's amazing because it's supposed to be like, ain't this supposed to be like secret society stuff? I would think. Maybe it's not secret society. It's not, right?
I mean, you gotta pay. Secret. You gotta pay to play. That's all I'm trying to say. You ain't going to fool around and pay $200 to play around. You're gonna go in there for.
That's true.
Serious.
That's true. That makes sense. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna put this up because I have maybe 2 questions, but because of how the show went, and the show went so well, and they kind of covered a lot. And Mariel is back. I kind of don't see him though. Mariel, if you there, yeah, okay, he'll get it. And I want to ask all of y'all. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I put the link there solely, but I thought y'all can see it. If anybody wants the camera, anybody have a question they may want to ask, you don't have to cam up. You can come with your background picture showing or whatever. Yeah, Mr. Lingo, hey, Mr. Lingo, I need to talk to you. We gotta talk. I got some things for you, but we gotta talk. Yes. It's one more question I got for y'all. Mario, are you there? You there? Okay, yes.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to connect to my Wi-Fi. Yeah.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I know you outside. Let me ask you, and this is for everybody on the panel, right? Your perspective lifestyle, because no lifestyle is better than the other. Monogamy is cool, and so is poly. Like, it's what you like. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just giving the knowledge and letting people decide. So I want to ask this last question. What would you tell anyone that is thinking of adopting an alternate lifestyle? Like, if you're into poly, what would you tell somebody that wanted to get into that? If you're monogamous, what would you tell somebody that's coming from poly or swingers or something like that and going into monogamy? Like, what are the benefits of your of your lifestyle? Like, what could you say to someone that might change their mind on what they're into to come to something else? Like, whoever want to start.
I can start. I well, I'm monogamous, so there's that. But I'm open minded. Although I haven't done much of anything, I am open minded because I feel like I do have my main life partner, but I also know like we're human. Like I said earlier, we're human. You don't know what you may see somebody. We may vibe. A vibe is a strong thing. Let me tell you. So if you vibe with somebody, you know what I'm saying. Like I'd rather him tell me, or I'd rather I tell him. Like listen, I'm kind of vibing. Like you my man. You my man. My man. My man. My husband. But you know what I'm saying. Like I could see that possibly a thing, maybe, but that just depends on the person, like I said. So for me, I'm cool on monogamy. I'm straight as long as you communicate with your partner about what you really want, what you really need. But like you said earlier, monogamy is what we grew up on. We didn't know nothing else. Like so if
Right.
there are other things that people are interested into, I would say look into that. Like personally, like I'm like I said, where I'm open. Like I didn't know that I've heard of swingers clubs. I didn't see it on the internet though, because I heard it was like something like where you gotta know somebody to know somebody who knows
Like a
somebody. That's
secret.
what I thought.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but now that it's more open and talked about, I suppose like I would definitely, as long as my partner as long as we're both on the same page, I think any relationship can work. You got to be on the same page. You got to communicate. You got to trust. And then once you get past that, whatever y'all two agree on, as long as y'all two agree on it, it's cool. Whether it's to be just y'all two only, or if you want to spice it up once in a while and bring somebody in.
I,
So that's my stance on
okay,
it.
all right, and that's great advice, definitely. Okay, Marielle, would you like to go next, or and we're gonna say Miss
Yeah.
Polly first?
Okay, yeah, I say if you're trying to get into the to the lifestyle, and I would say this for all three lifestyles, whether it's swinging, poly, or BDSM, consent, honesty, and communication is everything in those. Especially like those three things. If you can get those three down pat, you should have something that's pretty healthy. Also, don't rush anything. Take your time. If you're going to get to a poly or anything like that, or actually any of these, make sure that you vet. Or you make sure that you get to know the person or something like that. Don't just do it off whim or protect yourself or protect yourself or and your partner, especially and your partner because you don't want to go out there and bring something back or that y'all to start off the relationship with. But yeah, that and that's why do research, do your research, get to learn people. Don't just keep an open mind. Don't just like go with the I mean with the like the cons and stuff like that from it. Like keep an open mind or whatsoever. But don't force it. If your partner says no, I don't want to do this, respect that decision. Or find a new partner if you just so happen to for that to be necessary. But yeah, that's all. I'm gonna land there.
Great advice, guys. And the chat. Before I get to Miss Polly, the chat. Does anybody know about? I want to make sure everybody's question is answered. Does anybody know about the Temptations and the Desires resorts in Cancun? It seems like everybody want to know. What's the? Anybody ever been to those?
Ah, I've never been. I've heard of them. It's one in Cancun. It's another one where it's in um Jamaica where they have it's called what is it called? Uh hedonism.
Oh,
It's a
hedonism.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to go
Uh-huh. They
there.
got it, and then they have a resort in Orlando, Florida, that's a adult only hotel, and the rooms are set up. And I actually been there. The rooms are actually set up where they have swings, uh, different types of bed. It's also one in Georgia as well, where it's like a ranch type style, but the one that's in Georgia is more for like romantic, where the one that's in Florida is more for yeah, time to turn up, babe. Yeah.
Wow. Well, okay, and Cassandra heard of hedonism. Okay, that yeah. I mean, hey, it's something else to look into, guys. You know. Oh, okay, and all right, Mr. Lingo, you know about that stuff. All right. He said those are perfect places to explore, just watch. Now, yeah, and let me tell you something, and there's nothing wrong with just watching. So I know a lot of people feel like it's pressure on them to do things when you're in these type of atmospheres. No, it's okay to watch. Once you pay your money, you can do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Or, once you're in a setting or whatever, it's no pressure is what I'm saying. So, yeah, I mean, if y'all thinking about it, look into it,
If I
may go.
if I may add, yeah, it's called voyeurism, and then you have exhibitionists. These are two perfect spots or two different perfect settings, as well as the swinger place to actually explore to see if you like to watch or like to be watched. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes, and I'm a voyeur, by the way, but we're going to talk about that for the next show. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of something about that once Miss Polly, lets me know, like, her advice. Miss Polly, you there, Miss Polly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I wanted to ask you also the last question, because everybody giving such great advice. What would you tell someone that is thinking of adopting an alternate lifestyle, like a different lifestyle? Like, what would be your things to tell them?
I think the first part is finding out what you're actually needing or wanting, desiring. And then you can go about finding it, because that's what is the real issue. Don't use it as a band-aid for your relationships. Because if you and your wife aren't getting along, that doesn't mean you go find another woman to bring into the foolishness. Those aren't reasons to get a partner. There are some things like where, let's say, like you said, you've always felt like you can love more than one person, or you have desires for more than one person at the same time, and you don't necessarily want to violate someone's boundary by cheating, but you necessarily, you would like to involve yourself with other people. Like, finding out like what that means, like then sharing that with your partner, and then being open about it. I think those are really important. First, finding out that, and then you can go about finding out what lifestyles there are that you can get into. Like you said, there's a lot of people who can be monogamous and they literally like BDSM. They're married couples. It's very common. I think another thing is that, there's people who in high society who are into BDSM all over, and you just don't know because it's taboo. So find out what you're into, what do you desire. If you want someone to talk mean to you, there's a place for you. Okay. If there's a place for you, there's a desire that you may have, and maybe your wife doesn't want to talk to you like you're a piece of crap. But hey, the other lady down who's a dom, she'll do it. So like, find out what you need, and then finding where you belong in the lifestyles, I will say, will be the first thing. And not using it as a band-aid. And then really, if you're going to do poly specifically, knowing that it's more than just hookups, because a lot of people are saying it's poly and it's not, and that's a real big issue, to confuse us with others, and then you're kind of messing it up for people who want to date people because they think that's what it is and it's not. So being mindful of that, and then that's basically it. And then just get your facts. They got TED Talks on this, which are like scholarly advice. It's not YouTube. It's not just a friend. These are people who are educated and talk about relationships. So this is where you want to get like yourself more educated if you desire real understanding of what it actually is.
Yes, it's great advice, guys. Definitely great advice. And that was the last question I had. If anybody doesn't have any more questions, I just want to thank everybody that came out and supported me and showed me love. And this is just the first. This is just the first show. For the next show, because we're going to get a little bit more into things, a little spicier. Y'all know I'm real spicy, and like you're going to see all of my day ones here. And I'm hoping everybody has an invitation, everybody in the chat, to the next show. And that is going to be about BDSM, which sometimes, like Mario said, it does go along with poly. And we'll put the two together and show you how it works. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you. If you did not subscribe, please subscribe. Matter of fact, I guess on your way out, but please subscribe and come back. And I had a little something for that. Isn't this cute?
Aww.
That's adorable.
That was really cute. Look at you, girl. All official.
Yes, I'm getting into it, But I want to thank everybody. Thank y'all so much for y'all love and support. You know what I'm saying? And just spending all this time with me. I want to see y'all next week. And also, please follow me also on Instagram at Evolution Brooklyn, all one word. I'm gonna tell you why. Before you come into the BDSM show, the next show, there's a test that I need you guys to take. From the test, you will see where you rank in BDSM, and then you'll have the panel from the BDSM show break down, where you stand on the BDSM chart, what you like, what you don't like, what you're into. And let me tell you how that works. I've done this show before. It has been so explosive. People didn't know stuff about themselves that they learned on that night. You don't have to show your results, but just have your results with you. Matter of fact, if you get in touch with me, I can DM y'all the test, and y'all can take in your leisure time. You don't have to tell me anything, but we're going to break down the test. And the test is very extensive and very on point. I tell you what, from that test, I broke up with a guy from that test because he was just into some stuff that I couldn't do. He was and I just had to break up with him. So that's how deep this test is. So I definitely want to thank everybody. And again, I will definitely see y'all for the next show. Yes, and please hit the like button. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button on the video, guys. Please. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all all my day ones. And I'm going to support y'all. Y'all not going to miss me. Wherever y'all at, I'm supporting. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Big Brooklyn. And I thank everybody for coming out tonight. My beautiful co-host, Miss Polly. You did a great job, Miss Polly.
Thank you.
Everything that I didn't know, you explained, and I appreciate you, sis. And please, I don't want this to be the last show we do. We're a team now.
Yeah.
I'm claiming Miss Polly. And Marielle, I need you back for the next show. And Sha, I was amazed how good you are at these questions. I need you, sis.
I'm here. I'm here. When you call me, I come running, baby. I'm here for you.
Yes. So y'all my day ones. I love it.
And then I'm gonna talk to you to see, cause I can see if maybe my partner will come in. Cause me and my partner are actually into BDSM.
I gotta be there for that show. Oh yeah.
So we'll definitely be here.
Yes.
I gotta hear this.
Like the cucumber may make an appearance. I ain't gonna do that with it, but this look like, I think this is gonna be a great show. I hope everybody enjoyed it. It looks like it from the comments, and I appreciate y'all. And I even got some outro music. I tried to be, right for y'all. And thank y'all so much. I really, really appreciate it. And it's gonna flow a little smoother next time, trust me. Good night, y'all. Good night to the chat. Thank y'all so much, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on the IG streets.
All right.
Yes.